Looking for these better days.
It is Wednesday, January 14th. I'm Scott Seidenberg. Here's what you need to know to make today a better day. The end of an era in Pittsburgh and revenge for the Thunder. Mackenzie Rivers joins me on this episode of Better Day, presented by FanDuel. And Mac, let's start with the news that broke yesterday. Mike Tomlin stepping down as the head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers. I don't know if it was expected, but I don't think anybody's surprised, like, if that makes sense. Like, it wasn't like
Sure.
it wasn't like people thought he was going to get fired, but I think the idea of a change was being floated around enough that this isn't as shocking of a report when it came down yesterday.
Yeah, I thought Troy Aikman knew something when he was talking about how he'd be hired in a second if he was to be let go. Like the whole fourth quarter of that game, it seemed like a farewell to Mike Tomlin. Maybe there were discussions that were being had. Was he pushed? Did he jump? I think he jumped. I think he might have not had the contract extension he wanted, and that might have been a factor. But 2 years left on his deal. He decided to leave after 19 seasons of never losing.
And the report is he's not expected to coach next season. I don't think he's going to coach next season. Enjoy a year off, do some TV, and then get your pick of the litter of teams in the next 2027 cycle, which I think the Steelers will still own his rights. So it might have to be like a Sean Payton type deal where the Saints traded the rights to Sean Payton to the Denver Broncos.
Right after two, after so he would have the 2 seasons under contract.
Yeah, I think
So
that's
in his
how.
career, 52.4% ATS. You could have bet him every single game, and you'd be profitable, but slightly, but
Slightly.
profitable.
Yeah.
We'll take it. And obviously, he's one of the bigger dog favorite splits, so he was able to make the most out of not much. But when he had the goods, maybe he didn't make it the most out of it like that he could.
Well, we have the odds now, courtesy of an offshore book, on the next Steelers head coach. So I'm going to read you the odds. You let me know who you think is your choice or will be the choice. The favorite is Brian Flores, the defensive coordinator for the Minnesota Vikings, who we talked about as possibly the next head coach of the Baltimore Ravens. Marcus Freeman, the Notre Dame head coach, is the second favorite. Jesse Minter, defensive coordinator in LA, is next at 4-1 odds, and I don't think anybody would be surprised if they decide to go with a defensive-minded head coach, right? How about Larry Foote, who is the run game coordinator for the Tampa Bay Bucks right now, former linebacker who played for the Steelers, and Larry Foote's name is being floated around as a potential candidate, as is Chris Shula. Robert Sala's name's out there. Jeff Hafley, the defensive coordinator for the Packers. Who do you think gets this job, and what type of coach do you think gets this job?
I think they move away from defense. I think it was much lamented, as much as they're a Steelers, you know, lunch pail, defensive minded type outfit. I think it was lamented that they kind of were like shooting for par on offense. I mean, historically, they were one of the rare teams in the modern NFL to play more on defense than they do on offense. They were the number one spending team on defense each of the last 2 seasons. So, I mean, those players are still going to be on the books, but culture wise, vision wise, I see them going in an offensive direction while they have a chance.
It's interesting. Marcus Freeman's a very interesting name because he had publicly come out when he was in the conversation, or at least the rumors were floated around that the New York Giants were interested in Marcus Freeman, and he came out and said, well, he's staying at Notre Dame. Well, this is interesting. Marcus Freeman is actually going to have a press conference today at
Oh,
Notre Dame. So it's the first time he's speaking since the transfer portal. I wonder if this is just going to be to acknowledge that Notre Dame has a top recruiting class coming in and maybe recap the stuff for the transfer portal. Maybe this is him, wanting to, like he did the first time when the Giant stuff was floating out there. Maybe he wants to just shut the rumors down right away and say, nope, he is staying committed to Notre Dame. So that's going to be interesting to see what happens there. If they go offensive mind, I don't know who the guy is, to be honest with you.
it seems like there's some more defensive candidates, including Harbaugh and Tomlin.
Yeah. I just don't know who that offensive mind's gonna be, and it just feels like it would be weird if it's like a first-time head coach,
Yeah.
hotshot young coordinator, like, that doesn't feel very Pittsburgh Steelers-esque.
No, you're right. Chip Kelly is not walking through that door.
No, like, can I throw a crazy idea out?
Yes.
Bill Cowher.
Finally got him back. It wasn't the New York Giants. It wasn't any of those teams. He finally comes back home. He's
Uh,
well, how old is he? He can't be more than like 70.
he's 68.
Perfect age to coach.
I mean, just for a couple of years, just to gain some stability before, like, you bring in somebody else maybe? I don't know. It's crazier things have happened, right? I mean, Pete Carroll is coaching the Raiders this year,
Right.
right? So, why not?
I
Uh,
like it as a bridge, as you mentioned, because I think they're going to clean house with their coordinators, and Arthur Smith's going to be gone. I feel like Rogers is going to be gone. So maybe just a familiar face. Try to go 8-9 next year.
just, like, come in for, like, 1 or 2 years and just, like, bridge the gap before, like, you draft a quarterback. So, like, maybe Rodgers comes back for, like, 1 more year, and you just, like, you give it a go as a bridge before you kind of hit the reset on your organization. Now, like, the other name that could be interesting is I've read some of this online, Mackenzie, Antoine Randall, the former Steeler who is
Yep.
currently an assistant coach with the Chicago Bears.
I sat next to him on a bus once in Chicago, both of our hometowns, when the Washington then Redskins, now Commanders, were playing a preseason game in Chicago. Cool dude. I liked him. So be a head coach. Yeah, go ahead, get yours, Antoine.
Uh, that is
Yeah, very
certainly
nice watch. Very nice watch.
is that is that the best job available right now?
It's either Baltimore or Pittsburgh.
Okay.
Um, and I think if I have 3 years, give me Baltimore. If I have 5 years or more, I like Pittsburgh.
No, if I have 5 years or more, I'm taking the Giants job.
Oh, I mean, of course,
Yeah,
institution.
but if I have 3 years or less, I'm taking the Steeler job. If I have 3 to 5 years, I'm taking the Ravens job. If I have 5 to 7 years, I'm taking the Giants job.
I think you have a very limited shelf life with Lamar Jackson, and it
Okay.
is the best job right now because they could win the Super Bowl next year. But yeah, 5 years from now, I'm not sure.
All right. Well, that was the big news in the NFL yesterday. We also found out the news that we were expecting to find out, which is that Eagles offensive coordinator Kevin Petula has been relieved of his duties. No one is
Yeah.
surprised by this move at all. And now we will just count down the days until the divisional round kicks off on Saturday. Now, Mackenzie, I did run the divisional round trench report. That is right. The Trench Report is being released like it is each and every Wednesday at 9 a.m. Eastern Time for Better Day Insider and premium members. Not going to spoil the results of the Trench Report, but I will say that we had predicted. We went 4-2 on straight up here with the Trench Report because Houston defeated Pittsburgh. The Trench Report said Pittsburgh was a winner, and San Francisco upset Philly. The Trench Report says Philly was a winner, but upset win by the Bills. That was a Trench Report win. Upset win by the Bears. That was a Trench Report win. Now, looking ahead to this week's matchups, maybe dogs, maybe. I can tell you
What are we
that
looking at?
one of our dogs has been replaced. Let's just say that. And our Super Bowl matchup, which was a zero point 0.7 edge, has now become a 1.5 edge. So that is interesting. And we have a new dark horse candidate for a Super Bowl winner. So if you're looking for a dark horse candidate, the dark horse candidate that we talked about last week in the Trench Report was the Chicago Bears, who are still alive. We have a new dark horse candidate that you will read in this week's Trench Report, courtesy of us here at betterday.com. All right, Mac, let's get into the NBA where last night the Oklahoma City Thunder finally got revenge.
Every Friday from 6 to 7:30, it's NBA Happy Hour on FanDuel, your pregame for the weekend. We're talking limited time specials you won't want to miss. Boosts, bonuses, surprises, all dropping in the app during happy hour. So before tip-off, check the FanDuel app to see the week's special. Then, make your move before the shot clock expires at 7:30 Eastern. It's the perfect way to start your weekend. A little basketball, a little action, and a whole lot of Friday energy. That's NBA Happy Hour, every Friday from 6 to 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Only on FanDuel, official sportsbook partner of the NBA. Must be 21 and older and present in select states. For Kansas, in affiliation with Kansas Star Casino. Or 18 and older and present in D.C., Kentucky, and Wyoming. Opt-in required. Rewards are non-withdrawable. Restrictions apply, including bonus and token expiration, leg requirements, and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit rg-help.com. Call 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccp.org/chat in Connecticut or visit mdgamblinghelp.org in Maryland. Hope is here. Visit gamblinghelplinema.org or call 800-327-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts or call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY in New York.
For the first time this season, the Oklahoma City Thunder have defeated the San Antonio Spurs. A 119-98 win last night. Mackenzie, I said that I wanted to be on this. Part of me was like, there's no way they're going to lose again to the Spurs. But then we talked about it so many times. Like, maybe this team does have a Spurs problem. It was competitive until the third quarter where OKC really pulled away. SGA finished with 34 points, but is all right now with the Thunder now that they have gotten over the San Antonio Spurs hump.
The Thunder have the most talent, and against any team in a series, they're going to be favored. But I do not think this dispels the problems that they've had, which is essentially that SGA has been able to get his, and every other guard of theirs has been losing their matchup against the Spurs guards, who are younger, more athletic, and probably have less to worry about with Victor Wembanyama patrolling the paint. This game was kind of defined by the Thunder's bench, and I'm not sure that's something they can rely on. But Alex Caruso plus 27. Jalen Williams, not the struggling shooting guard Jalen Williams, but the other Jalen Williams, a plus 30, which is not atypical of the Thunder. They'll play you competitive. It was a 3-point game at half. They were not covering the spread. And then they have one avalanche, whether it's their bench or their starters. SGA will keep them in it. And if their bench can get or if any of the rest of their players can get a 15-0 spurt, that's what's going to define the game.
Yeah. Good win though last night. They do cover all numbers. So if you backed the Thunder thinking that they were going to not lose once again, you came out with your profit. You know what really ticked me off, Mackenzie, last night? We lost with the Phoenix Suns last night against the Miami Heat. What bothered me is, and I texted you this last night, like at the when the game was ending. It's like it never ceases to amaze me how a team can go just ice cold, or they can be red hot from 3-point range in the first half, whatever happens. Then regression hits. They go ice cold from three, like literally brick after brick after brick. But yet, with 90 seconds left in the game, they'll go 4 for 4 from 3-point range. It's like, I get it. I get it. Players lock in. It's crunch time, right? This is the clutch minutes, and you get the best efforts. But it's just amazing how. Look, I mean, the Suns were getting blown out in the first half. I mean, they dominated that third quarter, 38-21, to put themselves back in the game. And then it was a tie game in the final minutes. And all of a sudden, it's like, Bam Adebayo 3, Bam Adebayo 3. Another player hits a three-pointer. And you're like, wait, what? All of a sudden, the Heat are hitting threes again?
Yeah, and Bam Adebayo kind of defined the game. He started out red hot, 9 for 10, and then he scored the last 13 points or 13 points in a row for the Heat. He hadn't scored over 20 in more than a month. He hadn't scored 25 since December 1st. So yeah, I was handicapping the Heat's offense as struggling, which it has, bottom 3 in the league the last month. But if he's that difference maker, they can do it. And the Suns was a good matchup for him to feel healthy. They don't have the size to deal with them.
It's just amazing. It's like I'm watching them like brick every shot, and it's like a 115 tie or a 113 tie. I'm like, let's go! And the Suns actually had a lead in the fourth quarter, and then all of a sudden,
they scored 71 in the first half, and I
yeah,
thought my team total especially was dead. I thought I could win the game. Then they have 110 with 2.5 minutes left.
Yep.
And I'm like, it's 50-50. We got it. Now we just need the coin to flip our way.
No, but the Bam just doesn't miss a shot. so,
Just does
so,
not.
yep. Let's take a look at the schedule for tonight. All of these odds, courtesy of our friends over at the FanDuel Sportsbook. Some games of note for the schedule tonight. You got the Cleveland Cavaliers at the 76ers. Mackenzie, right now up on FanDuel, the Sixers, a 1-point home favorite.
Are they just better? I mean, you look at the talent, and if like you'd been in a coma the last few years, um, you would be like, all right, well, Joel Embiid's a little bit better than Donovan Mitchell, and then Tyrese Maxey's probably equivalent at this point in their careers to Evan Mobley, but they just haven't had everybody together until the last few weeks, until the past month. And by the way, so have the Cavs. Um, but it just seems like the chemistry is working more. Joel Embiid is joking how he's going to be retired by his bench, his teammates, and how they motivate him to not be washed because they'll just pick up the slack without him. I'm liking what I'm seeing out of the Sixers. I think in an East that's not very top heavy, I could see them making some noise this year. Finally.
All right. The Nuggets will play the second of a back-to-back. They will be in Dallas to take on the Mavericks. Jamal Murray had a monster performance last night for the Nuggets. Dallas did get some not so great news on Anthony Davis, as he's going to be out for a while, like 6 weeks, I guess. With but he's not going to have surgery. But he's going to be out about 6 weeks or so for the Mavericks. What do you think about the Nuggets on the second of a back-to-back?
You know, they're composed of mostly players that don't get to play as much as they want to, like Peyton Watson and even Jamal Murray. He doesn't get to be the standalone 1A as much as he might like. So I think they're
Mhm.
reveling, and Rick Adelman is doing a great job coaching in this opportunity. I thought they would be down and out, much like the Bucks without Giannis. But I think they see the long term. If they can just be 500, they're going to be in a good position to reclaim the throne in the West. I kind of like the Nuggets here just on vibes because the Mavericks vibes since Anthony Davis went down have been just that down. He's played one game with Kyrie Irving. The vision that Nico Harrison was talking about is very hard to see. I don't see a spread here yet. I'm assuming the Mavericks will be home favorites, but I kind of like the Nuggets.
Knicks are heavy favorites tonight in Sacramento. They're 11.5-point favorites up on FanDuel. I don't want to talk about this game as much as I want to talk about the rumors that came out yesterday, Mackenzie, and that is the Knicks linked to Jaren Jackson Jr. What do you think about the Knicks making a deal for Triple J, and what does that do for their title chances?
I love it. He's Carl Anthony Towns without the swag on offense, but with 5 times the defense and the intensity. Neither of them rebound, but they have Josh Hart and OG Anunoby, probably the best rebounding wings. So add it all up, they have great offensive center, a great defensive center, and enough size and overall rebounding to make it work. So I'm not sure what the trade would be,
Mhm.
but I like it better than Anthony Davis because he's going to be out there. Jaren Jackson Jr. more likely than Davis would.
Do you think they would have to give up Carl Anthony Towns?
If they would, no. I mean, I think a fair trade would be Carl Anthony Towns for Jaren Jackson Jr., but they can't do a fair trade and get where they want to go. They have to
Yeah.
improve. So I'm guessing there might be some way to package up Ananobi or something else
What
besides
if
Towns because I
it's
don't see
what if
I don't
it's
see it as a net improvement if it's just Jackson for Towns.
okay? What if it's Towns, and in exchange you get John Morant and Jaren Jackson Jr.?
I don't think John Morant helps the team with Jalen Brunson right now.
Okay.
I think
Okay.
that just causes too much confusion.
Okay. Now, the reason why these rumors picked up steam was because the Knicks hired Triple J's father for their G League team. So I
And
guess,
Jalen Brunson's dad was like, "Wait a minute,
is he still an assistant coach, right? Rick Brunson, I
yeah, he's
think.
still there."
Yeah. So that's like what the Knicks do, right? It's all about nepotism here. So
All about nepotism.
it's all about nepotism. So that's something to keep an eye on as we inch closer towards the NBA trade deadline. What do you make of tomorrow, Mackenzie? The Grizzlies and the Magic playing in Berlin. This will be I guess, 11 a.m. Pacific time tip off. So I don't know what time that's going to be in Berlin between the Grizzlies and the Magic.
So we have an early start time, ostensibly, at least by their body clock. So that would point to the under. But all the international games we've seen, Mexico City, London, France, generally have been happy fun time. Teams do not pack their defense with them. It's supposed to be an exhibition. It's supposed to be fun. It's generally what we see. So I would expect a lot of points there.
So I guess it's 8 p.m. in Berlin, but 2 p.m. Eastern time. It's in the Uber Arena. Is it named the
Uber?
well, is it the Uber Arena because like it's Uber? It
Is
can't
the
be.
umlaut involved? Is there dots above the U?
So it can't be like it can't be named for like the car, right? Can it?
It means like the super like arena.
That's what I'm thinking.
It's like the Superdome. It's
um,
literally the Superdome.
I guess no. I guess it is named after the
Oh, okay.
company.
That
So
must be very confusing in German.
so Uber Arena, the Uber, it's un super arena. The Uber Arena. It says it was branded as O2 World and then Mercedes Benz Arena. And then in, I guess it says in March 2024, the arena became known as the Uber Arena following a long term deal with venue operators AEG Europe. So, yeah, and it's from Uber Technologies. How about that? Cool. All right.
Good for them.
Good for them. Good for them. Yeah, Magic
We're
against
gonna
the
have to know
Grizzlies.
these arenas when we get NBA Europe. We're gonna be there every week.
That's a good point. We're gonna play every week. We're gonna play these games. Good stuff there. All right, let's take a look at anything interesting on the ice tonight. There is a situation that is coming up tomorrow, I believe it is, with one of our back-to-backs that we are looking to fade. So nothing of note tonight. The Golden Knights are at the Kings, though. That is part of your TNT doubleheader. So VGK a short road favorite, about -112. Should be a good game to watch there. But yeah, Thursday, I believe, we do have a fade situation. We'll keep an eye on those as we progress throughout the NHL season, as we do each and every episode. All right, reminder, the Trench Report is up right now, up on betterday.com. We also, Mackenzie, this weekend, I believe, golf begins. Did you know that?
Which golf? Is it live or is it
No,
die?
like
PGA.
the PGA Tour begins this weekend. It is
Man, life comes at you fast.
I know, the Sony Open in Hawaii. And I know some of you might be asking, will we be giving out some golf plays up on betterday.com? Will there be some golf content up on betterday.com? Well, yes, we are working on it. So I want to make sure that we provide everything for you guys up on betterday.com. So we will be trying to get some insight into the Sony Open coming up here this weekend, so you guys can place your outrights and your top 10s and your top 5s, your matchup bets, whatever you like to place for betting on the PGA Tour. Yes, Mackenzie, the calendar is turning. It's getting warmer outside. It was a beautiful day yesterday here in Vegas. Hopefully it's another beautiful day tomorrow, or today and tomorrow, and we're done with this cold weather, even though we're still in the midst of winter. For Mackenzie Rivers, I'm Scott Seidenberg. Here's hoping you make today and every day a better day.
Deciding where to grow or move your business can be full of unexpected delays. Or you could just go to Ohio. With billions invested in shovel-ready sites, a dedicated team whose only job is to tackle red tape, and 0% corporate income tax, Ohio makes it easy for your business to scale faster. In fact, Ohio ranked number 2 in the U.S. for lowest cost of doing business multiple years in a row. Your move. Learn more at jobsohio.com.
If you like the show, please take a moment to rate, review, and subscribe. It really does help the show to grow. Thank you for listening.